Welcome, welcome. Let me just, hello, good evening to everybody on live. I'm just going to bring up the chat on the side so that if you want to type anything in at any point, feel free to. So let's just jump straight in because we've got quite a bit to get through tonight. Happy new moon. Some of you may have been feeling the intensities of this new moon. It's definitely been shining a light on what maybe you haven't been letting go of, especially the first half of the year. And as we sort of move into that second part of the year in the descent from summer into autumn and of course then winter. The throat chakra has been what's bubbling the most. And it's about that raw, that expression of letting out that frustration, that anger, that irritation, but equally about clearing the space and speaking your truth, standing in your power, finding an elegant way to say the things that you need to say, because FU doesn't always work with everyone in a nice and mindful way when we sometimes feel that those are the best words that we've got, right? But that energy is really being highlighted at the moment. This session, we're also going to take that inner raw to being in the journey and to take you and develop you on the path to self-love. Okay, because what often happens is we put a lot of focus into other people. I know that so many of you on the live and replay are healers of some kind, doing intuitive and physical, spiritual development work. So your natural instinct is to help other people, support other people, you know, in sometimes not necessarily a spiritual way, but you're always looking to give, to help, to support. And it's about having balance with that so that you know actually what it feels like to receive that love from yourself, and the capacity that you have so easily to love, care for, nurture others, to bring that in within yourself and identify when you need to give to yourself, so that you don't have crises, right? So that you don't have shocking or physical systematic shocks, okay, which we see that when there's suppression of emotions because we're trying to keep it all together, to look kind or polite, you know, to, you know, things that most of you know I don't agree with, okay, it causes an eruption, and usually it's you that suffers that eruption. Okay, I believe that when things are getting intense, you cannot speak that to the person or the situation that is bringing up that intensity. You know, so my method is always take it pen to paper, do your letter burn, write out those words that you would want to say to that person, you know, all the profanities, all the things that you know that you wouldn't want to say, and often things that you can't say, you know, the things that you wouldn't even take to a session, right? The letter burns are there. It's the intimate exposure into the hurt, the anger, the outrage of how this person or situation has made you feel. Okay, all of us have that intensity with something that triggers us to the core. If you don't have the capacity to release how you truly feel, in some way or another, you're going to suffer that. And this new moon is asking us to no longer do that. Okay, it's stop trying to be nice and kind. Okay, or what looks like to be nice and kind. You can be polite, okay, like, and exert your boundaries, like, no, thank you, I'm not doing that. But it's important that the things that need to get addressed, the things that need to be said, be said. If you can't find a nice way to say something, it's not just about don't say nothing at all. It's take it pen to paper, express it, get it all out, and then address it. Because when you take out the emotion to an experience, you're not taking it to that person so that they then don't feel attacked and then need to defend themselves, which turns into an argument or a really uncomfortable altercation. Okay, so when the emotion is out of it, you can clearly say, hey, I need to address something because what happened on this situation didn't work for me. And actually, I had to take some time to reflect because what you did or what happened, you know, wasn't okay. I didn't have the capacity to speak about it at that point because I was angry. And I was angry because of hurts that are nothing to do with you. Right. So when you take accountability for your reaction, okay, so that you say, I needed to look at me because I know you're not the problem, but the way you spoke to me was, right? For example, when you have the capacity to deliver that, like I said, there isn't the attack from the other person. And what you then create is healthy, productive conversations that help to develop that connection, whether it's a friend, a partner, a family member, or a colleague, right? You create healthy conversations. They don't have to necessarily be comfortable, but they're supportive. Now, with this raw, let's say, of words that hasn't been spoken or expressed, tonight's session, we're going to look at clearing what doesn't allow you to speak your truth, to express your truth, or doesn't give. The energy that was coming in earlier was about having the confidence to know how to speak and when, and how to do that in an empowering way, so that when you're addressing, whether it's business related, whether it's personal relationships, whether it's just in your day-to-day life, how to just feel empowered being you and speaking your truth in whatever way that looks like. Speaking your truth doesn't mean telling everybody what you think about them, right? Speaking your truth is your message. Like, what message do you want to be sharing with the world at this point in time? Like, do you know what that is? Whether you have a day-to-day job or whether you have a business that's far out from anything to do with spiritual work, how do you want to be living your day-to-day life? How do you want to be? What message do you want to communicate to the world? Right. Some of you know I have a skincare related business. Okay. Right. What message do I want to give people? Is to find their inner beauty. Right. Scott, it's the message that I'm delivering in that dynamic. In this dynamic, when I'm working within Really Simply You, the message is always simple. Everything is really and simply about you. I'm reminding people of the gift that they are. So I know what message I'm delivering everywhere I put my focus into. Do you know what that looks like for you? Do you know what you want to be expressing in your home, your business, your career, your relationships, your friendships, right? You don't have to know meticulously what that is, but it's identifying about who you are so that you know yourself, so that when something uncomfortable shows up, you have the capacity to express that with ease and, again, in an empowering way, whilst nurturing and loving yourself in that process too. Because it's time to be badass. It's time to step into that and go, you know what? This year, whatever anybody says to you, however evolved they think they are or are not, this year has been intense, right? And it's designed that way, right? Because we're in a 9-year. 9s are all about completing cycles. So what cycles have you not completed in the first half of the year that need to be completed now? right? So what awareness comes up when I say that? Jot that down so that in tonight's session, and as you move through the next few days, you can kind of follow the energy to, right, this needs to go now. This cycle of doing this and this, or, you know, this loop with the money stuff, this loop with the relationship stuff, this loop with the lack of whatever is coming to an end. Exactly that, Melanie. Lioness, spiritual badass for all the women. And of course, for the men that are on the replay, you lions out there, right? But really, like, just not taking that so lightly anymore, like to really step into that badass energy, because you are a gift, okay? Those of you who have worked with me for a long time know that I often say I sit on this side of the screen guiding and reminding you because of how much I've done my own work, right? And it's about knowing that there is nobody superior to you. There is nobody inferior to you. There is only you and the position you put yourself in relation to others. You give people the power that they have in your life. All of you, to whatever extent that is, gift me the possibility to guide you into knowing and feeling your power. I don't get that without your permission, right? So you also need to look at your relationships in your life, friends, business, intimate, family. What permission are you giving them in how they treat you? Because that comes from you. Don't judge it. Okay, it's not about judging it, but be aware of the permission that you give. You know, if you're a parent, you will know that you give your children the ultimate permission to irritate you in ways that no one else can. Right? They will trigger you. They will, you know, make you look at your stuff in the way that your spouse will not trigger you. Right? You have a different dynamic. So if there's anything that you don't like in how someone shows up in your life, you need to look at that. You need to look, why am I giving this person the permission to treat me this way, to show up in this way? What do I still believe that I need to learn through this kind of a situation? Whatever it is. Equally, when it comes to doing inner work, 9 times out of 10, we are looking at the things that are wrong or that we don't like or that are heavy in our lives. And from today, I would like to invite you every day to start energetically checking in with what's good. Okay, have a look. For those of you who know theta healing, do a body scan on your body and have a look at, you know, what's good that's going on in my body. Have a look and build that muscle. Have a look at how your nervous system works, right? And if there are any blockages in your nervous system, have a look and look at your heart. When you start energetically reading your heart and see everything that it's holding, what it's feeling, the intensities that you might have, it's so magnificent, right? Go and have a look and see how your lungs are doing, your kidneys, your excretory system, your sexual system. You know, see what is good in your life rather than just being hit by something and go, oh, okay, this now needs healing. I need to look at this. Because that can feel really overwhelming, right? But when we start looking at, oh, okay, my heart is physically that size, but energetically it's like outside of my body. Okay, well, what's good about that? What do I love about that? And then you start to reclaim things about yourself that are actually beautiful attributes, right? And when you start seeing these things about yourself and acknowledging the gift that you are, you can receive that in others, right? You can see it in others instead of expecting things to not show up so nicely or kindly. So I would just like to invite you for a moment to just make a little list of what needs to go that maybe you've been holding into for the last 6 and a bit, well, nearly 7 months as we come to an end of July. But, you know, what needs to be expressed? Just connect in with yourself and get the awareness of what that is. Okay, I'm just taking a note of a few things that are coming up for the energy of the group. There's this energy of guilt, almost like wanting more, but feeling bad for wanting it, like wanting change, but feeling there's some energy of guilt and it sort of hits in the heart chakra. It feels a little bit like that's a disguise as well. Bear with me one moment. Okay, so it's almost as if using the energy of guilt to just not claim what it is that you want. It's like creating a separation from claiming that this is what you want for your life. And it might, you might not identify it specifically as guilt, but the energy of that is feeling bad. Like it feels, I feel bad for that. Or, you know, these people have got these things going on in their lives. I should just feel, yeah, a pity guilt, right? So the energy around it is the same. When you pity something or somebody or a situation, you can prevent yourself from having or materializing what you want because the energy of it is guilt. Like if I have that, it takes away from them, or I can't be present, or whatever it is that you're creating. Okay, so it feels linked to unworthiness. Okay. So so okay. So where that comes in to this is to do with the self-love aspect. Okay, so where you see that pity or that guilt or that thing that you feel bad for wanting, it takes away from giving and nurturing to yourself. So it's like the very inspired desire to have these dreams and aspirations, goals and targets that you may have gets diminished by that energy of guilt and pity and feeling bad. So it takes away from your capacity to develop that self-love. Because if you have an inspired desire or something comes to your awareness, let's say you have a business idea, it comes out of nowhere, but it lights you up. If you feel bad for developing that, you've taken away the gift that was given to you through that divinely inspired idea. And you not then developing it or nurturing it, or at least taking a look at it, takes away from loving yourself in whichever way that idea came to gift to you. Does that make sense? Yeah, so you've had this desire to, I don't know, I'm just going to pluck something out the sky, open a healing center. And let's just say you're kind of like, oh, I don't have the money for that, so I'm not going to look at it. But the idea of having that turns you on so much. You're like, oh my God, that's so exciting. And I would have this there. And I would bring in salt lamps and, red light frequency stuff and sound rooms and whatever. Right. And all of a sudden your juices are flowing. You're like, yes, this is it. Right. But you then go into, oh, well, you know what I've got here is absolutely fine. It's okay. Like, it keeps me going. I don't need to do that. I should just be grateful for what I've got. Or I can't really do that at this time because whatever the story is. So then you move away from that desire, but that energy that first gripped you in was juices flowing, divinity, love, connection, feeling, everything that amplifies a materialization, right? So if you then take away from that, that prevents you from receiving, because you're shutting down that capacity to receive. You're saying, no, I'm not going to follow through on that. So then when guidance comes to you, awareness comes to you, then doubt or question it. That then unfolds, let's say, is it limits your capacity to receive. It doesn't mean that you have to action everything that you receive. But if you don't follow the energy of what something creates, in one way, shape, or form, you will create a lack because of limiting beliefs that we have somewhere along the line that enforce that. So when you get the awareness, the desired or the divinely inspired desire, if you don't follow the energy of that, you shut down a part of you. You don't need to go and open a healing center. That's not necessarily what it is. But if you don't follow the energy of where that leads you to, you then fall into the energy of depending on someone else to tell you what you should do. You depend on the energy of going to the healer rather than being your healer. Right? In some situations, you're going to want to utilize somebody else's capacity to support you. We're not here to walk every part of our journey by ourselves, right? But if you fall into the energy of need, it's often because we're moving away from our own gifts and power. And from the energy of what's coming up into night session, it seems to be around this energy of guilt, stroke pity, feeling bad, which is creating a deflection. So whatever energy that is bringing up for all and any of you, I'm just going to ask for it to show up so we can release it without you having to get stuck into it. And anywhere you're getting stuck into rejecting or neglecting yourself in any way, shape, or form, I'm simply going to ask for the possibility for you to release that, to let it go, and for allowing new possibilities to show up so that you can live authentically you, whatever that means for you at this time in your reality. Okay, I'm just checking through your messages quickly. Okay. So I would like to ask the question, and you can just pop the first word that comes up to you in the chat. When I say to you the word winning or to win, what comes up for you? So the question is, when I say the word win, what comes up for you? Okay. It doesn't have to be negative. Okay. It's just that if there is, I want to clear some energy around winning tonight. Because what was coming to me before the session was to bring in the essence of the stars being aligned for you, and that you know what it feels like for the stars to be aligned, for the universe to be aligned with you. But I also perceived that there were some negative beliefs around things aligning and winning. So when we look at the energy of, I'm just writing these down so I can make sure that I clear anything along the way. So for the purpose of replay, because you may not see the chat, some of the responses include someone else loses, there's guilt, pressure, lack, I am winning, happiness, hard, shame, someone else could get crushed in the process. So thank you for that. So when I say that things are aligned for you, or that you have the possibility for things to be aligned, that's available for you here and now, what does that bring up for you? Okay. Okay. So it seems a little bit that here, the energy with alignment is more that there's a desire for it, but not really felt it, like not had it to know that it's possible. Almost as if the image that I'm getting is like a jigsaw puzzle with a piece incomplete, like a piece missing. Like it's like, yeah, like it's all okay, but like that piece, this, not all of the stars align, or there's a star missing, or like it's not exactly how I imagined it or intended it. So it's always, it's never the desire or greater, it's could have been better, but it's near. So I feel like I just want to shift that to be, to step into the materialization or greater, like, so aligned with greatness rather than it's missing a bit of salt in this dish, or my tea needs an extra sugar, right? It's that kind of, it's like, it's not bad, but that it's missing that thing. I'm getting images of some of the dishes I cook. Sometimes I'm like, it needs time, right? That maturing. Yeah, having to settle, which then means it's not really alignment because there's something. And I'm feeling it in the back, left hand side. So we are talking about worrying about the past, worrying about the past always being how it will be. Like, so this essence of it never changes. I feel like I want to say it's all just the same shit. Like it just shows up slightly differently. Yeah. Okay. Let's go and clear this. I'm just going to mute everybody. So get comfortable, not too comfortable that you fall asleep. But of course, if you do fall asleep, you'll get access to the replay. You can play it over the next few days anyway. For anybody who's not done a theta healing guided meditation before, I am going to take you into a theta brainwave using the theta healing guided meditation technique. From this space, we are going to bring in an instant healing of unconditional love to clear out anything that is in your life that can go now without you looking at it, without having to dig deep in it. We'll just ask the creator to change whatever that is for you in your life at this time. And then based on the energy of what's been brought up for this new moon, we're going to clear it so that you no longer have to be bound to any of it, and actually then take steps to make empowered choices for how you move on from this process. Okay. So once we've done the energy clearing, you then need to take inspired action to implement the changes in your life. Okay, so there will be something at the end of the call where you will know that you feel like you can do something that you didn't feel was possible for you before. And that is what you're then going to take action on. Okay. I will talk to that at the end of the session. That's why I say try not to fall asleep, but if you do, that's fine, because then you can just revisit that with the replay. So if you could close your eyes. And I would like to invite you to bring your awareness to your breath. Taking nice deep breaths in and exhaling out. And take a nice deep breath in for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And exhale for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale for 3, 2, 1. Exhale for 3, 2, 1. And relax, allowing your body to really be supported by the furniture you are on. Taking a nice deep breath in and exhale, allowing your body to relax even more. Now bringing your awareness to your heart space and meeting the essence of you. Witness how this essence expands throughout your entire body, beyond your body, and out through the soles of your feet, creating roots that travel all the way down into the core of Mother Earth, where you meet a ball of bright light. Connect your essence into this ball of bright light, which is a part of all that is. Witness how that energy flows up and into the soles of your feet, traveling up through your legs, your knees, your thighs, and into the base of your spine. Witness that energy flowing up through each and every chakra, lighting up each one along the way, creating more space, balance, love, and harmony in your body with each new layer. And witness as that energy moves up through your crown chakra and forms a ball of light just above your head. Now imagine placing yourself into that ball of light, feeling safe, secure, and protected. As that ball of light lifts up and above the space that you are in, moving through the universe and beyond the universe, going through different layers of light, some dark lights and brighter lights, into a golden light. Go beyond the golden light into a jelly-like substance that is the laws. Imagine what it feels like to be pushing your way through. Coming out the other side into a pink mist, which is the law of compassion. This mist lifts you up into a pearlescent, bright white light. The energy of the creator of all that is, of pure, unconditional love. Go deeper and deeper into this light. Do not worry. You will not lose your body from being in this light. It is your birthright to access the unconditional love of the creator of all that is. Now witness your ball of light dissolving around you, and you and this pearlescent light become one and the same. If there are any discomforts, aches, or pain in your body at this time, I would like to invite you to simply allow yourself to be without that discomfort by giving it to the creator of all that is, to resolve it, heal it, and transform it from your body into pure, divine, unconditional love. And we will begin with making the command, creator of all that is, it is commanded that unconditional love be sent to every cell and molecule of each and every person's body receiving this healing. Thank you. It is done, it is done, it is done, and so it is. Witness the divine energy from the creator of all that is, flowing into your crown chakra, and unconditional love pouring in, going to wherever it needs to go within your body the most, to heal, release, and resolve any outdated beliefs or stories, transmuting them to unconditional love for you now. If it's okay with you, can we now release the need to suppress your desires, restrict yourself from moving forward, or for having the life that you desire, for all and any of the reasons that you were made to believe that you needed to limit yourself? Can we resolve it in unconditional love on all levels and in every cell and molecule of your body? So anywhere you've been using shame, guilt, pity for yourself or others as a reason to not act on your desires, is it okay if we end that now, resolving it for all the reasons and conclusions that you came to on any level and in any language, whilst showing you it is safe for you to act on your desire, that you know how to live your daily life acting on your desire, that you know what it feels like to act on your desire, that you know how to act on your desire, that you know what it feels like to have the love and support of the creator of all that is, your guardian angels and spirit crew, whilst acting on your desire, and that you know that you are worthy and deserving of acting on your desire and it materializing into your physical reality. All of the ways that you have been using your past to navigate your future, which results in creating fear, worry, anxiety, depression, anger, resentment, rejection, regret, or revenge that keeps you looping, sabotaging, or rejecting your desires in any way, shape, or form, can we now lift, pull, cancel, and release all of those threats, resolving them in the love and light of the creator of all that is, with unconditional love, resolving it on a historic level in all languages, marking it as done and complete and never needed again. And anywhere you bought into the belief that you didn't learn the lesson the first time, so you have to learn it harder or tougher or with a clause of any kind, can we lift, pull, cancel, and release that now on all levels, in all languages, into the light of the creator of all that is? Resolve it on a historic level and mark it as done and complete. And anywhere, in any way that you are currently punishing yourself from unlearned lessons or mistakes that prevents you from living life in the way that you truly desire, Is it okay if we release and resolve that through the creator of all that is and mark it as done and complete now? So all of the lies, stories, excuses, justifications, and reasons that you continue to give yourself that doubts your true capability and power, for all of the reasons you concluded you needed to do that across all dimensions, time, space, and realities. Can we now release and resolve the root to all of that on all levels, giving you the creator's highest truth, perspective, understanding, and definition of you being in your power, knowing what it truly feels like to feel safe in speaking your truth without needing a story, a sabotage, or an excuse to hide yourself anymore. Can we resolve this on a historic level and mark it as done and complete? Anywhere and everywhere in your life, you are using worrying or to worry as a protective mechanism that only ever leads you to living in fear or anxiety, suppression or depression. Is it okay if we send a healing of unconditional love to the root that made you decide that worrying was beneficial to you or a protective mechanism? Can we resolve it on a historic level, releasing all the shock, trauma, grief, sadness, and sorrow that created the worry, sending in a healing of unconditional love to that time and space, teaching you and your body that it is over now, and that you now know what it feels like to live your life without worrying for protection. That you know what it feels like to live your life without worrying. That it is safe for you to live without worrying. That you know how to live your daily life without worrying. That you know that you can, that it is possible, and that you do now live your life without worrying. And can we teach you through the creator of all that is the Creator's highest truth, perspective, understanding, and definition of safety, security, and protection, and that your understandings, knowings, feelings, and definitions are now the same. That you know what it feels like to be safe, secure, and protected physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. That you know how to live your daily life being fully safe, secure, and protected in all areas of your life. That you know that it is possible for you, that you know that you can, and that you are now fully safe, secure, and protected in your mind, in your body, in your spirit, and that it is totally safe for you to have complete safety, security, and protection. Can we send a healing of unconditional love to any toxic or negative experiences around winning and any disempowering beliefs, thoughts, or connections that you've made knowingly or unknowingly around winning? Is it okay if we now release them all into the light of the Creator of all that is, removing all the shock, trauma, grief, sadness, and sorrow that may have been invoked through winning or losing, and send it into the light of the Creator of all that is, and having it resolved across all dimensions, time, space, realities, and in all languages. And can we download you with knowing what it feels like to win? That you know how to set targets and achieve them, that you know that it is safe for you to win, to own that you have won, to hold the trophy of your accomplishments with pride in yourself, pride in your mission, pride in your voice, pride in standing in your power, and that it is safe for you to be proud of yourself and your achievements. And anywhere, knowingly or unknowingly, there is any discomfort, shame, or embarrassment about having pride for yourself, your achievements, your successes, is it okay if we now lift, pull, cancel, and release all of that shame, embarrassment, guilt into the light of the creator of all that is, resolving it on a historic level and marking it as done and complete? And anywhere, in any way, knowingly or unknowingly, you concluded that nothing would ever change, that there would be no winning in your life, that there was no room for winning, that losing was the only option, anything and everything like this that exists in your thoughts, feelings, or beliefs, can we now lift, pull, cancel, and release them all into the light of the creator of all that is, to be resolved in unconditional love, completed and resolved on a historic level, and replaced with the knowing and feeling that things change as you choose them to, as you make the choices for the change to be? And can we teach you through the creator of all that is, that you know when and how to make the best choices for you and your reality? That you know how your choices positively influence you and those that you love? And that it is safe for you to make choices that positively contribute to your reality. And anywhere your choices have led to what has felt like negative outcomes, can we release that belief and equally release the expectation of your choices creating negative outcomes? Resolve it on a historic level and show you the positive that you have missed from any of the choices that you have made that have felt uncomfortable. And any blame, shame, or guilt in any and all of that, can we now call it into the light of the creator of all that is, release it and resolve it on all levels, in all languages now? Remaining in the love and light of the creator of all that is, I would like you to witness a waterfall of this divine light energy flowing through and over your body. And with your permission from this space, I would like to invite the activation that is meant for you at this time through this new moon portal. Creator of all that is, it is commanded that the most aligned activation for each and every one is done through and with unconditional love, that the physical body is ready for at this time, bringing in the higher self to navigate and guide this healing and activation. Thank you. It is done. It is done. It is done. Through this divine activation, can we show you the power that you hold within, that you have been keeping discreet and away from the world, teaching you that it is safe for you to embrace it and embody it for you, to be in your power, to speak your truth, to be the divine essence that you are in physical form, that you know how to live that in this physical reality, that you know how to connect with and be with those that you love with ease and joy through your evolution and activation, knowing that your presence in their reality is the gift, is an activation for them without them requiring to do anything to be loved and connected with you. That you know that in evolution there is no separation, there is connection. There is always deep connection with you when there is love. That you know now that it is possible for you to love with ease, with joy and grace, and that love flows in and through your body in all that you do. And anything that is no longer for your highest good, your greatest excitement, you can now let it go into the light of the Creator of all that is, with your heart always being filled with love and joy, connected with those that you love in harmonious, balanced, and blissful ways. Teaching you and your body to trust your higher self, allowing your ego to take a back seat whilst it is nurtured to see who you truly are through the eyes of divine unconditional love. That you can see that you can feel that and know it in every cell and molecule of your body. Knowing that you being activated, switched on, standing in your power with pride in all that you do as the lion does, you can have that too, with authority for your reality, being the sovereign being that you are. And anywhere you forgot, hid, or deactivated your sovereignty, your blueprint of sovereignty, is it okay if we reactivate that for you through the love of the creator of all that is? That you know that it is safe for you to activate your sovereign blueprint, to live it, to be it, to have it, to know it, that you are worthy and deserving of that now. And anything, any traumas, any events of grief, sadness, or sorrow that have or are still somewhat preventing you from fully embodying your sovereignty, can we send all of those experiences a healing of unconditional love, teaching you and those parts of you that those events are over, done, and complete, whilst honoring those parts of you that have been hurt, as we let them know through the creator of all that is that we're sorry you were ever treated that way. Sorry that you were made to believe that that's how life was or life is. But it's not the truth. The truth is life, and love is the biggest healer in life. That you deserve and are worthy of being loved, nurtured, taken care of by yourself and those that you love. That you know that you are your number one priority. When you are loved, nurtured, and well, your capacity to give through the gift of you is blissful, joyful, and easy. And that it is safe for you to now have that and live that in your life. And as you witness this waterfall of a light washing over and cleansing every cell and molecule in your body, allowing all of the old to be released, to be gifted to Mother Earth for her to use for fertilization. Let it flush from you now. Let it go. Let it go. Allowing that love and light to upgrade you, to fully activate you, to know that you are worthy and deserving of all that you desire, that it can come to you through fun and interesting ways, but that lack, struggle, and suffering are themes of the past. They're over, done, and complete. And now in this pearlescent light. I want you to see you as the gift that you are through the love and light of the creator of all that is. That you have this version of you, this perspective of you. I would now like you to bring your awareness to a space or place where you feel comfortable, happy, safe, secure, and protected. Any place on earth. And as you bask in that energy of connection with that space and all the love and nurturance that it gifts to you, I would like you to look up to all that is above you. And as you look into the sky, you see that the stars align for you, specifically for you. And anything that is out of place in any way, you can choose for it to come into alignment or simply to release that as part of your request. If it no longer fits with what you seek and what you now know, with your sovereign activation, let it go or align. And as these stars align, can we show you what it feels like to live your life aligned in unconditional love? Supported, cared for, and nurtured in unconditional love. That you know what it feels like to be joyful in alignment. For you to know what alignment truly feels like by having aligned and divine outcomes in your life. That you are worthy of the stars aligning for you. And that you know at the core essence of you, you are the creator of your reality. That you get to choose in any given moment to step into that alignment with pride, with power, with conviction, and therefore living your most desired and aligned reality. And anywhere that any part of you forgot that, can we just instill that reminder to you now? And I would now like to invite you, with that divine pearlescent light moving through you and around you, to witness that light moving out through the soles of your feet as this healing fully integrates. gifting anything that is no longer required for you to Mother Earth, to use to fertilize the soil, to heal the lands, to nurture the water. Witness this essence moving into the core of Mother Earth, where you meet that ball of bright light once again. And witness as that energy flows back up to and through you, up to your crown chakra, reconnecting you to Mother Earth, to your body, to this upgraded reality of your life. Gently bringing your awareness back into this space. Welcome back. Wriggle your fingers, wriggle your toes. You may need to stretch a little bit. Give yourself a hug for the amazing receiving that you allowed through that. So, as I said before we went into the meditation, at the end of the clearing, you were going to get a knowing of something that you feel is possible for you now that you didn't feel was possible for you before. And I would like to invite you just to take a moment to get the awareness of what that is for you. And once you get the awareness of what that is for you, over the next couple of days, connect in with what that is and ask the Creator to show you, what can I do? What action can I take to materialize this in my life? What do I need to do? Where do I need to go? Who do I need to speak to? And allow the Creator to bring that through whatever way it shows up. Okay. And of course, if you want to, replay the meditation of this. Okay. What I will do is I will make this as 2 parts. So I'll send out the full replay so that if you want to access the full replay, you can do. But I'll also make a meditation only part to this so that you, for those of you who just want to replay the meditation, you can just replay the meditation. Okay. Are there any questions? I know some of you may have fallen asleep. It's not uncommon. It's the default for most. You're very welcome. you will probably need a couple of sleep cycles with this because there was so much being activated. I hadn't planned for any of the activation stuff to come in. It was just there, so I followed the energy. So it'd be interesting to see what that creates for all and any of you. You can receive it. What will happen is, if you don't give permission to certain things, then you won't necessarily integrate them. So one thing that's always required is permission. Okay, so consent, because we live with free will. If someone doesn't give their consent to something, it cannot be fully integrated. Now, what may have happened in some cases is you may have drifted into a deep state of meditation where your higher self may have knocked you out so that the deeper healing can be done. All that I would suggest is listen back on replay, just so you can consciously say yes to any of the downloads. So for that kind of thing, what you can do is like maybe play it just in the background while you're cooking or something, not necessarily taking the meditative state because you've already done it, but that you're going and then saying yes to anything that you may have missed during the meditation. Okay, because once I've witnessed it, it is done. All that it requires is your permission. So if there's something that you're not sure if you said yes to, you can just say yes as you go through. So I hope that clarifies that. Okay. Yeah, absolutely. So amazing. It's good to see you be back on track. So utilize this. We're just utilizing the energy of the new moon. So please remember that from a theta healing perspective, we are governed by the planes of existence that are above us. Okay. But when we go into the energy of the creator of all that is, we override it all. So if you're feeling like you're under attack or there's too many chaotic energies, just connect into the energy of divine unconditional love. It is the healer. Okay, so witness that energy in your life, in your reality, see it going into your world, into every cell and molecule of your body, and stay in that place until it raises your vibration for you to feel and know that you're safe, secure, and protected in unconditional love. It's what works the miracles. Not us as the human beings, but that divine energy. That's what changes our reality. So please go and utilize it. Okay. For those of you who are not aware, the replay will be available tonight. As long as it takes for it to convert over, the full replay will be on YouTube shortly. And then the guided meditation, it takes about an hour or so after. So within about an hour, that everything will be on YouTube. But I'll also send it out to the email list. I will be doing another new moon session next month for free. I will put that up on the website shortly. Hopefully by the weekend that will be there. If you are a theta healing practitioner, which means you have done the basic class, which is the entry class into theta healing, this Sunday you are welcome to join us. No worries, Carol. It will be there really shortly, so you'll get to join in. So if you're a theta healing practitioner, so you've done the basic class at minimum, this Sunday you're invited to join my book club, which is the book club. And we are currently reading the basic theta healing book, chapter 23, which is all about manifesting. You're invited to join that session for free. Okay, you will have to go to the website to register for it so you can get all of the links. And we start at 8:30 a.m. on Sunday morning. We also have the theta healing swap session, which takes place at 8:30 p.m. on Sunday night. that is an investment of £15 if you choose to join that. We have the Level Up Lounge session on Tuesday, the 29th, which is to do with claiming your full potential, which is the part 2 to the beginning of January session. And then the 1st of August, I'm doing a really exciting lead from the creator. Creator guided me to sharing this, and it's basically 31 days for £31. So £1 a day for energy clearings, healings, downloads, activations. We start at 7 a.m. every morning from the 1st of August to the 31st, and it'll be for approximately 20 minutes. Okay, and it's literally going to help you to get into nurturing and loving yourself, putting yourself before everything else every single day, especially here in the UK or the northern hemisphere, where we have school breaks now. Can be a little bit more challenging for parents, and that was where this came from. I asked the creator how I could be of more of a contribution to people who needed the support through the summer holidays. And that's what creator showed me. I'm super excited to do this because I've never done anything like this before. So if that feels aligned for you to receive that, we begin next Friday. So that's the 1st of August, and it's every morning, 7 a.m. for 20 minutes. If for whatever reason you can't join at 7 a.m., that's not a problem because you will get the replay. But I would just like to invite you to clear your calendars and be there for 7 a.m. because to start your day in that way is literally going to turn your lives around. Okay. I would say feel into it for you and see what feels most aligned for you. There's going to be no talking. I won't be talking much. I will simply be taking you straight into the guided meditation, downloading and receiving. So we won't have a chat interaction in that space. But of course, if there's any stuff that comes up during the session or after, we can speak about it in a private space. Okay, but it's literally there for you to receive whatever the creator shows me the group needs for that day. Okay, so if it's unconditional love, it's unconditional love. If creators like they need this switched off and that switched on, we're going to do it. Okay, but it'll probably be for about 20 minutes every day. Okay, but any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. You all have some way to contact me, whether it's through WhatsApp, email, Instagram, Facebook, but please feel free to reach out. And as always, don't do anything by yourself. If you're feeling vulnerable, please reach out, right? Sometimes it's just a quick conversation to remind you, connecting with the creator, or maybe it's about sending you a replay of something that's already been done. Okay, so don't sit in stuff on your own. Have an amazing integration. Enjoy the sleep cycles. And I look forward to being in the space with you all again soon. Take care for now and see you soon.